Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's part 10 today, and after a fantastic start to the season, we are back to face relegated Peterhead and reflect on what has turned out to be the real transfer special. After a slow start to the window, there are loads of signings and we feel confident now. We've got a good squad at Brechin and we're going to meet all the new stars and we're going to get into today's game. So if you're looking forward to all of that, please do put a thumbs up on the video. You can catch up with any of this series or any of my other FM21 stories you've missed out on so far up in the eye above. And you can subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on for daily videos from 2 long-term stories and regular live streams as well. Thank you so much for your incredible support, but we've got to start today by clearing something up. Because as remarkable as it seems, I'm not quite sure how this has happened. Some people got the impression in the last episode that we were complaining about Pat Nevin. Now, I'm not sure how this has happened. It seems to be a bit of a misunderstanding. Some of you thought I might have been blaming Pat for the fact we had a 13-man squad at the start of the season and the fact that he'd made my job very difficult and that we'd had a big falling out. Now, I'm not quite sure how this has come about, but I can assure you that is not the case because Pat Nevin, the legend, has filled this squad with some absolute superstars. But he's back. We love Pat. He's redeemed himself and we are all happy and ready to go. So no more negatives about Pat Nevin, please. But let's move on to the transfers. That's where we're going to start today. We've got an awful lot of them to get through because Pat's gone nuts. Once he got his goalkeeper, he could not be held back. So let's go to the transfer history. The goalkeeper he was looking at from Rangers on loan in the last episode, he rejected us. But he followed him up with 33-year-old Stuart McKenzie, who came and joined us on a 2-year deal. He's 3-star ability, 3-star potential. Now, because of the other players that are signed, Bannon's gone down to 2-star. So he has improved the squad quite a bit. He's experienced, he's solid across the board. He's okay as a sweeper keeper as well. He does the job for us. So I'm really pleased with that addition. Again, just £60 a week. A massive coup for us. 4 games, none conceded, 4 clean sheets. And the fact he's only actually had to face a few shots tells you how good our side is now. So Stuart McKenzie, a brilliant signing. And Pat Nevin, the best director of football we've ever had, I think. Let's move on to the next one. Aidan Berry on loan from Kilmarnock. He is our new first choice right back and he is exceptional. 4-star ability, 5-star potential. Relegates Cinnamon to the bench, who's now our backup right back and right midfielder. But just look at his key attributes. I know going forward his crossing's not particularly on point, but he can lay it forward to the midfielder for that. His heading's good, his tackling's exceptional, his stamina, his pace is there, he's determined. He is a brilliant young character, he's good at marking, he's good in the air. He's got everything we could wish for. He can play centre-half naturally as well if we need him to step in. But at 5'9" and with his stronger attributes being on the floor and in terms of athleticism, we thought right back suited him. And that's the position we needed more at the time as well. So 3 appearances, 1 assist, a solid start for him. Training excellently. He'll be full-time, of course, because he's on loan from a top-tier side. I couldn't be more happy with that signing. So at that point, we were back happy with Pat Nevin. And then, on deadline day, he just went mad. I mean, he filled every area in the squad. The recruitment meeting we had the week before, he nailed down to a T. And he even got one more in on top of that we probably didn't need. But there is absolutely no arguments that Pat Nevin has given us a great chance at promotion here. Now, whether we hold on for top spot, whether we fly all season will depend on injuries, will depend on confidence, will depend on goal scoring. However, looking at our squad now, I don't believe there is any way we fail to match last season's target. And perhaps if we stay top long enough, do we then get a job offer? We'll wait and see if we get interest from elsewhere. But let's look at the 4 stars that have come in on deadline day. Joe Gould has joined from Forest Mech on a free transfer. He's a backup central midfielder, 2.5-star ability, 4-star potential. He can play as a playmaker, but more importantly, he's a more advanced midfielder. He's better going forward than he is defensively. He's good in the pass, he's good with his first touch, he's got a good long shot rating. We've seen a few of them already this year. Works hard, he's quick. There's other things to come, but he's only 19. If we need to take off a striker and drop to a number 10, have 3 in midfield, he suits that as well. And he's on a 3-year deal. So for the future of Brechin, Joe Gould looks like a good one. 57 senior appearances already. We'll be looking to improve on his goal rate, but I was really delighted when he came in. He completed the 4 for us. We had the 2 starters, we had Robertson on the bench, and we've also got this guy now. So that's our midfield 4 completed. But then, things started to get a bit better, and a little bit surprising. We would have been okay with that squad. We could have done with a little more depth. But then he put in a loan bid for Michael MacArthur. Now we needed a backup centre-half, and we've actually got what could be a first-team centre-half and right-back, because at 6'4", Michael MacArthur is a massive unit. At centre-half, he's rated equally to the two that start for us, which are Sturrock and Banner. And of course, last season we had real problems with fatigue for Sturrock. So to have odd cup games or odd games against the bottom side at home, where we can bring in this guy, give him football at centre-half and right-back, keep everyone fit, I just feel like he's going to be brilliant. He's got a personality that's great for it. He hasn't got any senior football experience, which is a slight issue, but I don't think it's much of one. It's actually close between him and Berry to start at right-back. It's just because Berry's slightly better technically, and MacArthur's is more mental, and of course Berry's got more football under his belt, but otherwise there's little between them, and that's a brilliant addition to the squad. So he'll certainly get some game time this season. Off the bench, he's a superstar. And then two more came along. The one issue we had at this point is we didn't have a left winger still. We were relying on Kieran Inglis moving out. He's not really too natural out there. Daniel Church was able to cover, of course. But Tyler Makita, I think this is, has come in from Hamilton on loan. A 19-year-old Scottish player, a natural left-footed winger, 3-star ability, 5-star potential. Only here till January, which is a slight issue. But he's quick, he's decent technically. I know he's better sort of with the central attributes, the passing, the first touch and the technique. But he's okay at crossing and dribbling for this level. He's alright off the ball, he works hard, and he's going to be a star for the team again. He's got first team experience at Turriff United, he's training well in his early days, and we've got a new left winger at the club. It's starting to shape up so nicely. And if you looked at all of that and thought, what one position have we perhaps not got cover, you would probably say centre forward. We had to play James Rose in one game earlier this season, where his condition was beyond the red. It was basically, you shouldn't be playing him. He went on, he scored 2 goals, came off after an hour. But as it is, Thomas Collins gives us an alternative option. Signed on a free from East Fife on deadline day, right at the death this one. I think it went through at 11 PM with the deadline closing at 12. He didn't even make the bid till 10:30. But Thomas Collins is a solid backup for us. He's only played a few games for East Fife, but was prolific at both BSC Glasgow, at Bath, at Rob Roy. He's played for East Kilbride and Queen's Park where he came through. But he's solid as an advanced forward, a poacher, a target man, a pressing forward. He can do a bit of everything. He can play off both wings if needed on the bench. And he's just a really solid pro. So for 70 quid, 2.5-star ability, 3.5 potential, he knows he's going to be a backup. And I just feel he's a really solid addition to the squad. So I don't know what you guys think, but that is about the best end to the transfer window I could have imagined. I didn't expect to get 6 more. I didn't expect to plug every gap in the squad. And I just think he's given us a brilliant team to work with. I think the only thing we haven't got is a 4th centre-half, which the chances of needing it are slim. And with Aidan Berry at right back, he can drop inside if we need to. So we are really covered everywhere now. Cinnamon can cover on the right wing as a backup, as can Collins. We've just got cross cover everywhere. So perhaps not beyond 3 strikers, but the chances of us getting both injured at once is slim and probably will happen now. But I am so delighted with that window, and that is why this episode is redemption for Pat. Don't you go thinking we were upset with him, because he has saved the day again. And we are now, after this start to the season, probably among the favourites for promotion. So what I want to do with those 6 signings is see what they've done to our season preview. Because don't forget, last year, we were expected to finish bottom, we got the signings in, and then we're expected joint bottom. But now, we've gone from heavy favourites to go down to rated 6th, just behind the likes of Elgin, Stranraer and Stirling. So really, Edinburgh City, who we beat on the first day, and Peterhead, who got relegated, are the only 2 in our way at this point. I know Stirling were brilliant against us last year and gave us that sound beating towards the end of the year. But if we have a look at our schedule so far, we've beaten them and we've beaten all of those sides. We've basically beaten all the teams expected to finish above us, except for Peterhead. We beat Stirling 1-0, Mark Malley got that goal. And it's the fact that we've been so solid at the back. The fact that we've been able to give those sort of champions performances. Going time wasting at the end, just clinging on for 1-0s and 2-0s. It's been brilliant to watch. We did lose at Forfar, we rotated the squad, and it's before most of these boys came in. Unfortunately, the only one we had then was the keeper, and we swapped him for Bannon for fitness. So that's the squad we had there. James Rose still scored against the League One side. A 3-0 win at home to Cowdenbeath. This is the one where Rose could barely lift his legs, but he scored a brace. We took him off, and Terrell came on and scored in his place. It was brilliant. And at least now we don't have to go to a midfield 5 every time we take a striker off. At home to Elgin, another comfortable 2-0 win. Matty Todd and Mark Malley with those. James Rose with the winner away at Stranraer. We're going to be saying that a few times this season. James Rose with the winner might become the most popular phrase in the series now. We had a friendly to tick over during the 2-week break. We won that. Rose got both of them. So we're in a really good position. A lot of those new signings just got a little chance off the bench as well. MacArthur, you can see Thomas Collins there, Joe Gould. So they're bedding in, it's going well. And I could not be happier with how things are here. I know we're going to have to move on if we get that chance this season. We know that this is a journeyman save. But I'm falling in love with Brechin City. And more importantly, I want to wrap Pat Nevin up and take him everywhere with me. Because what a director of football he's been. If we look at the dynamics, I mean, everything's as good as it can be. We're 6 points clear in the league because everyone else has started poorly. Apart from Albion Rovers, who finished bottom last year. They're up on 9 points. But today's opponent's Peterhead. They're one of the other sides that are unbeaten. They've started well. If we look at their key player, probably a bit better than ours, to be honest. Not a huge step up. We're in a pretty good position and they've lost a lot of their best players. But a bit of a yo-yo club between League 2 and League 1 in recent years. And now they're back in the lower tier. And we're up against them with Brechin City. And I'm starting to feel confident with this side. And I know it can all come crashing down very, very quickly. But this is where we've got to be excited. But let's go to our tactical meeting. It's a big day today. We've been recommended to make a couple of changes. But if I look at the physicality, match sharpness isn't great for all of them. But in terms of condition, it's perfect. So we've gone for our strongest 11, our strongest 18. Back to 7 subs this year, of course. And we've actually got a few outside the squad. A backup left winger, a backup holding midfielder, and a backup or a third choice goalkeeper. The rest of the squad's great. A few of the backups are improving, so Church is pushing on the door for Woodcock's place at left back again. We've got chances in midfield where Critchley's pretty level with Gould, who's come in. So we've got so much to look at. But this squad for now is absolutely flying, and we're going to have to stick with it today. So that means we've got Mackenzie in goal, Berry and Woodcock the fullbacks with Sturrock and Banner as centre-half, Todd and Makita making his debut on the wings, McCormick and Critchley in central midfield, and Malley and Rose, the irreplaceables up front. But it does give us game changers on the bench. Kieran English drops back to the bench. Cinnamon's there who can cover down the right wing. MacArthur a defensive option. The same for Church. Gould in midfield if we're having a poor game from Critchley. And most importantly, Thomas Collins. We can rest the strikers if we go 2 or 3 up. Now, I don't think this will be one of those games. But let's go and find out. What do you think the score will be below? What do you think of those signings? And let's see who makes the impact today. Now, it's a good Peterhead side we're up against. I recognise Gary Harkins. I recognise on the bench Ross Perry, the former Rangers man. So they've got a couple of good pros in there. The keeper's the skipper. He was a good player. We looked at him already. So let's go and see what we can achieve. We'll talk to the lads. We'll get them to go out and impress us. Not much of a reaction, but it's not made a difference so far. A couple of the new boys nervous on the bench. We'd expect that ahead of a first appearance. But into the first half we go. As Todd loses possession, Peterhead could have the first chance here. Over the top, Sturrock wins the header. Really good play, but it falls for Harkins. In the centre circle, he's got a chance to go right, but instead finds Skelly. He's now got the overlap from Kane. Great ball into Denham, and we're 1-0 down. And Peterhead relegated, a very good side. And we've been brought crashing back down to earth within 3 minutes. Not the start we were hoping for. And it's another corner for the hosts. Into the back post. Banner heads away. Now can we counter? Rose has been so strong from this position. He's got Malley with him. It's a 2-on-2. He's put Malley in. 1-on-1. Great pass to the keeper. And it is 1-1 on the break from the opposition's corner. We have done that so many times in the last year and a half. Rose and Malley on the counter-attack. Macavora beforehand. They are deadly opposition when it's 2-on-2. They're potent. They're clinical. They're brilliant. But we are back defending now with Sammett's long ball. Sturrock heads away to Makita, the debutant. He's charging down the left. No real pressure on him. The midfielder's back. It's a great early cross. And he tried to catch the keeper out, but he holds it well. And Peterhead will be happy to be level here. As it goes long forward, Sturrock wins a tackle. Falls for Denham though. And this is a chance for the home side. Kane created the first goal. He's going to cross here. And Denham's there, as is Harkins. And it's 2-1 to Peterhead. I think the biggest difference we've got with this side is they've been getting men into the box for every cross. There's been 2 in the first goal, 3 in for that one. And we just can't cope with that. So it is a really difficult start after 25. The only 3 shots on target have been the goals. But Peterhead have been the better side and are deservedly ahead. As Critchley nicks the ball on the left for Woodcock. Long downfield towards Rose, but Walker intercepts it. And now Fitzpatrick over the top to Denham. Rounds the keeper, it's 3-1. And this is going to be our first defeat of the season, I think. Not the best start to the game. Really poor the goals we've conceded. 2 from crosses, 1 from a through ball. And that's where we are. A poor day at the office. We were talking about all the clean sheets. It's all come crashing down. The lads have got camera shy as Todd picks it up on the right. Chance to cross falls for McNiff. Well blocked, and Peterhead are there so much quicker. They're such a good side in comparison. They're hounding us. McNiff goes long downfield. Sturrock loses out again, but he does recover. And Critchley finds Woodcock. To Makita on the left. He's got 2 down the line. Wants to look for James Rose, but is forced backwards. It's good pressing again. Woodcock does go over the top though. James Rose is in. And it's disallowed for offside. I thought he looked it slightly. But that would have been great before half-time. It remains 3-1 though. Peterhead on top. And we've got a lot of work to do to get back into this. Half-time then. 3 shots on target for Peterhead, 3 goals. But they were all clear-cut chances. And we're going to get angry here. We're going to point the finger. We're going to get them to show something else. They're motivated. But unless Peterhead give us counter-attacks, we're probably not going to score here. Now Makita's got in from the cross. How on earth has that gone in? I would love to say Makita's picked out Mally there. What it looked like is Makita tried to volley it in on his swinger. It went backwards, it hit Mark Mally on the head and deflected in. But either way, we'll take it. We're back within 1. And as we come up to the hour mark, this is where these new game changers are going to be able to win it for us. Can they come on and sneak a point? Can they turn it around? With 25 minutes left, we're going to go and find out. So young Aidan Berry at right back, he's not had the best game, I'm afraid. So Michael MacArthur will make a debut. We've got McCormick and Critchley in the middle, but Critchley's looking apprehensive. McCormick's less fit. I mean, which one do we take off of the 2? Or do we do both? Thomas Collins doesn't have to come on today. We've got Joe Gould on the bench. We've got Kieran Inglis on the bench. So I think we're going to go for it. Inglis is a playmaker. Gould on. Can he be a ball winner? Not really. I don't think either of them can. So we'll have Inglis as a deep lying playmaker on support. We know he can do that. And then Gould will be a central midfielder on attack. I think that's a specific part of the role we haven't tried yet. So let's go and get that done. 3 changes made. And with 25 minutes to go, can we sneak back into this game? Can Joe Gould or Michael MacArthur be debutant heroes? Can Makita get another bit? He got the assist. Can he get a goal this time? As Denham goes back to Strachan. He switches left to McNiff. Peterhead still look this big threat going forward though. They look like scoring from every cross. Fitzpatrick puts one in there. Sturrock heads away. Todd volleys forward. Rose is up. He loses out to Walker though. And Strachan finds Samet. Over to Denham. He's on a hat-trick. And that was so close to being brilliant. Chipped it over the keeper. Hit the post. But unfortunately the flag was up. We weren't to know. Look how good he's been. He's a very good striker in fairness. He's better than either of ours. He's actually a left winger naturally. But he's made those inside forward runs. They've been brilliant. Gary Harkins is an experienced pro as well. They've got so much quality. But we've got a chance to equalise as Woodcock puts it in. Oh, Mally's hit the woodwork. Rose's second one's blocked. And we were a post widths away from being level again. Brilliant work from these boys. They're putting so much into it. But I just don't think it's going to be our day, I'm afraid. 8 minutes remaining. We're going to go attacking. Gary Harkins has been a star of the show. He's got nothing left physically. But look at his stats. They're Premier League aside from that. Technically and mentally, he's got everything still. And with 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go, I think that's it. We're going to go ultra attacking, but I don't know what it'll achieve. We're going to be more expressive. We're going to distribute quickly. We're going to counter press. And we're going to get higher up the pitch. But with 3 minutes of stoppage time to go, I think we're dropping our first points of the season. Though Woodcock's got a throw on the left and James Rose picks it up. Don't rule out magic from him. Inglis up towards the forward, but Pickles heads away. And Denham can put Skelly in. And us chasing the game may have cost us another goal here. Banner back with a block. Brilliant play. Makita coming forward. And we're back again. Denham's got it up front. Peterhead really getting forward here. They're just trying to put us to the sword. Gould intercepts the through ball, but it falls for Denham again. Can we keep it in? MacArthur can. But it's hoofed out for a throw. And this is exactly where Peterhead want it. A throw in at the edge of our box with 45 seconds of stoppage time left. Headed away though, only as far as Strachan. They just keep recycling it. It's so frustrating. They're first at everything there. Strachan switches it to Denham. He's out on the left. MacArthur chases, but he's offside. I don't think there's time to take it though. We're coming up to the 93-minute mark. There's 8 seconds remaining. Mackenzie goes long. Can we just get a flick on and goal? We can't. We've lost out in the air. Rose gets it from Inglis though. Here he is. The full-time whistle goes just too early. We gave Peterhead a mighty scare. And that suggests that staying top might be difficult. But either way, we've been brilliant so far. We've got a good squad. And nothing's going to ruin my confidence today. Away to Peterhead is one of those we'd expected to lose. But last season we finished third, having lost the first 3 or 4. This season, we're in really good shape. We've got a good squad. And I'm a very happy man despite that defeat. Now, as a result of that defeat, Peterhead have of course moved back within 3 points, as have Albion Rovers, who won again. They must have had a very busy summer, because they were bottom by a long way last year. They only just about scraped through the playoffs, but they've been really busy. They've brought in some players from higher divisions, Emerson from East Fife, Crooks from Queen of the South, lots of players out of the Highland and Lowland leagues as well that are good, and they've got some experience in on free agent deals. So fair play to Albion Rovers, they're big movers here. We're getting criticism from the fans about the defending, which, by the way, the first game we haven't kept a clean sheet in. Have a bit of perspective, since Edinburgh City. They're going to be catching up as well now, and you can see the cream are just starting to rise. Stirling Albion up there, Edinburgh City, Peterhead, and we're up at the top of the tree. So despite that defeat, all is looking good. Everyone is happy here, and after 10 games undefeated in the league, I think we won all of them as well. We did. We're unfortunately back to losing ways, but let's hope it's not for long. I've organised another friendly because we've got another week off next week. I don't know if it's because of those Challenge Cup matches. We'll get through a few more, and I think we're going to come back for that double header there. Edinburgh City and Stirling Albion, probably a real good test of our title credentials, and possibly a month later Peterhead and Albion Rovers if they're still up there. But definitely Edinburgh and Stirling will be the next episode. I hope you'll come and join me for it. I hope you enjoyed that one. A mini transfer special thanks to Pat Nevin's superb work. And although a defeat, a pretty encouraging performance. We're pretty pleased with where we are. I think the squad's great. And let me know how far you think we can take them. Off the pitch, everything's going well for us. We're studying for our first coaching badge. Our reputation's slightly increasing as we overachieve. And I think we could get a move this season. But we'll wait and see what level that'll be to. And if not, we're delighted to stay at Brechin. So if you enjoyed that one, please do put a thumbs up on the video. If you haven't already, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. You'll get alerts as daily videos release on the channel from this series and Bangor City rotating every day. So Bangor City's back tomorrow at 3:30. The start of season 2 in that one, a big transfer special. So please do come and check that out. Even if you're not up to date, you can catch up in the eye above. Of course, our Wigan Beta Stream series is finished now, but we'll be starting a long-term one this week. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. You'll get alerts when we go live, so make sure you've got that bell on. Please do check out our podcast channel in the eye above as well. We have Matchday Championship predictions every single week. We've also got loads of interviews with different pros coming up. All different levels of the game. We've spoken to loads in the past, and we've got another string coming up that are absolutely brilliant. Loads of pros giving up their time to speak to us, and I'd love you to hear their football stories. But a massive thank you for your continued support. It has been so appreciated with the new game. The head coach is bigger and better than ever before. And with Brechin City, we're starting to work wonders. Let's see if it can continue. We'll be back to find out next time. I'll see you there.